mindfulness is foundational to everything we do in DBT. And so you can think of mindfulness, like I mentioned earlier, as learning to build up the wise mind. We have a thinking mind, we have a feeling mind, but then it's the wise mind that knows what we're thinking and feeling in the first place. So that's the whole point of mindfulness. Then we learn distress tolerance. Remember, distress tolerance is what to do when you're not in your wise mind and you need a path back. That's what distress tolerance is. Then we talked about dialectical thinking. So dialectical thinking is strategies to bring some stability to the thinking part of the mind, right? The thinking mind. Now we're going to talk about emotion regulation. So this is all about how to use the wise mind to now bring stability to the feeling part of the mind. So just to kind of show you how everything interrelates so far. Remember, I said there's lots of overlap between mindfulness and distress tolerance because distress tolerance is basically applied mindfulness to cope, right? Using mindfulness as a coping strategy. There's also lots of overlap between distress tolerance and emotion regulation. So the main difference, like I already mentioned, is that distress tolerance by definition is short-term coping. But like I also mentioned, once we have patterns of short-term coping, now we're on our way to long-term change. In fact, we can't help clients with long-term change until they first have their short-term coping down, right? Because you can't help someone make things better when they're still actively making things worse. So lots of overlap between distress tolerance and emotion regulation, but the main difference being emotion regulation is about those long-term changes. Emotion regulation is all about an entire lifestyle change, a new way of doing life that will support healthier, more stable emotions. So some of the things we'll talk about in emotion regulation, at first you'll be like, what does that have to do with emotions? But they're all about different lifestyle patterns that we can help clients develop that will have the end result of healthier emotions.